In a world filled with sniveling snowflakes, where timeouts and safe places are abundant, where there's 37 genders to scroll through on a job application. Not that they have jobs. We're proud to be your salvation and your beacon to unabashed, in-your-face talk. This is Stars, Bars, and Cigars, the no-holds-barred conservative talk show hosted by battle-tested vets. Lock and load and get ready for an explosive journey through breaking news, the rich tapestry of constitutional history, and the pulse-pounding realities of Army and Navy life. Oh, and yeah, cigars. Stars, Bars, and Cigars. And now your hosts, Jimmy the Bull and Tig Tigger.
Hey, Patriots and Snowflakes. Tig, how are ya?
I'm doing great, Bull. How the hell are you?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. Hanging
there, huh?
Yeah. All right. So tonight we are going to dive into the mysterious world of black helicopters. And then we're going to go into a little bit of the mass shootings and a bunch of other stuff. But first, abolish the ATF. Yeah, there's a bunch of 3-letter acronyms that need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but first, what are you smoking, Tig?
All right. It is the Romeo y Julieta 1875, handmade in Nicaragua. All right. Let's talk about Romeo y Julieta 1875, handmade in Nicaragua. This is a Toro, by the way. It is 6 inches by a 50 gauge. And the 1875 is in reference to the year Romeo y Julieta cigar brand was established in Cuba. This cigar is handmade with 100% Nicaraguan tobaccos, and it's a medium-bodied, ties to the old Habana, delivers a toasty core with hints of spice and natural sweetness, woody character, touches of graham cracker, milk, chocolate, and caramel. The finish is hints of spice. It's about a $10 cigar, and Cigar Aficionado has it at a rating of 90. So, Bull, nice. You betcha. And right now, so far, it lit well and it draws well. Nice and smoothly draws, and we will talk about it a little bit later. Bull, what the hell are you smoking tonight?
Tonight, I'm touching up a cigar that I smoked probably about, 8 or 9 or maybe 10 episodes ago. A Ted's bourbon cigar. The last one I bought it at a truck stop. You know, they have humidors there at some truck stops. The fucker was so dry it started falling apart, and it just didn't. I don't think it had a really great taste to it at all, just because it was just kind of jacked up. So
they probably didn't have that humidor set correctly anyway.
Yeah, well, these come in glass tubes.
Yeah.
So it probably was.
But it should have been good. One. Yeah, because it should be good. Those bourbon cigars are really good that come in the glass with the little plastic ooze type of tip on them.
Yep. And it's got like a cellophane over it, so you just gotta peel that off, and then you unplug it, and drop your cigar out. But this one here, what's that? Oh, sorry. I was checking to make sure we were live, so we're looking good there. But tonight I'm smoking the Ted's bourbon infused with Maker's Mark. It's a 25-year celebration cigar, which I think is pretty cool. It is made with, it looks like Nicaraguan tobaccos. I was trying to find what the makeup was of it, but I just wasn't having any luck with that. But just an excellent little stick here. What else do I got? It's supposed to be a smooth, flavorful, and aromatic smoke. So with all your bourbon flavors. And so far, just my first impressions of it, it's a lot better than that last one. The last one, I tell you, was foul. So it's just like this one here, I think is going to be a pretty good smoke for me.
You know what's similar to that cigar that I really like a lot is the Maker's Mark bourbon cigar.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. They put out a good one.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm getting kind of this flavor. I remember as a kid. I used to go to my aunt's house and we would get these little like confection candies, and I'm getting kind of just a small flavor of like a confection candy in this. It's kind of interesting. So maybe that's the bourbon infusion.
That'd be good because I remember those old hard candies. So
Yeah, like those ribbon, those ribbon
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
My grandparents would have them in a little candy dish, and
Put them out there in Christmas a lot.
yeah, you just rate them.
God, we're old.
Yeah, we're old. So, breaking news. What do you want to talk about, Tig?
Well, somebody died. And it wasn't just somebody, it was what we grew up watching, us Gen Xers. Another Gen Xer is dead. Another Gen Xer celebrity is dead. Um, Tell me about her, Bull.
Miss WKRP in Cincinnati.
Jennifer
Lonnie
Marlowe.
Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson. She played Jennifer Marlowe.
Yep.
Lonnie Anderson was once married to Burt Reynolds at one time, as a matter of fact, too.
Didn't she date like Tom Selleck also or something like that?
Yeah, she got around.
Yeah.
I mean,
lady,
she was one of those blonde bombshells. They had her down as a sex symbol in the 70s, 80s, late 70s, early 80s and stuff. But yeah, she's dead at 79 now. So, I mean,
isn't that fucking crazy, man?
she died in a Los Angeles hospital due to a prolonged illness, is all they're saying.
They're dropping like flies.
Yeah, so it's just incredible. I mean, all our people we grew up watching on television, listening and music and stuff like that, they're all going now.
Yeah.
They're all dying. So,
man, I'm still kind of, one of my favorites growing up was Eddie Van Halen. And I tell you what, those things, man.
One of the best guitarists ever.
Yeah. And then another one that really super stings. I know this one was a while back, but it's Tom Petty. That one just freaking stings.
It hurts bad, Bull, because I'll tell you what, I always wanted to see him live and never got the chance.
Since you brought that up, he was playing his farewell concert tour in Des Moines, and I had the 2 tickets lined up on my phone app, $300 a pop, and I'm like, fuck, man, it's $600, and then you got a hotel room involved. That's another probably $200 to $300. You spend a couple $100 down there, for dinner and and drinks and shit. So you're gonna wrap up $1,000 into this. I'm like, fuck, man, and I just passed on it, and I was like, oh, maybe there might be just something else that maybe and fuck no, I got fucking smoked on that deal.
I've seen since then some really good tribute artists, some really good musicians that do Tom Petty tribute. One guy I seen, he wore the whole top hat thing and the glasses, and he had the hair. He looked and sounded just like Tom Petty, but it's just not the same. I mean, it never will be. The fact that I missed out on seeing him. You don't know these guys are going to, because they all do these farewell tours and stuff, and then they turn around and they come back and play again.
Right.
I mean, look at how many times has Kiss went on their stupid farewell tour.
Right.
And they keep coming back.
It's like, fuck, man. It's like, what the hell,
They just keep coming back. Yeah, I mean, Black Sabbath did a couple farewell tours too.
Yeah.
AC/DC, every time you thought they were going to end, now they should be ending. I mean, Angus is really old.
Yeah, like a zombie.
Malcolm's dead, Yeah.
So
yeah,
was there like a second part of this you wanted to talk about?
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news.
This is funny. It's not real, but okay.
It's fun.
It's fake news. It's fake news. All right.
Fake news. Yeah.
Yes. Breaking CNN. I posted this on Facebook today, by the way. Breaking CNN releases their latest poll of leading Democrat candidates for the 2028 presidential election. So here is the top 10. Number 1, the auto pen at 78%. 78% because Joe is dead. And number 2, AOC, Alexia No Cerebral Cortex Cortez. Yes, at 9%.
Yeah.
Number 3, Pete Buttfuck Buttigieg.
Yeah.
4%. Number 4, Satan. Satan, yes, the Prince of Darkness, the Sultan of Sin, at 3%. Boy, I think he's going to be insulted at those numbers.
Shit.
And number 5, the big guy. Yeah, let's go, Brandon, rounding out at 3%.
Well, he's dead too, right?
Yes, he's dead. He's very much been dead since 2020, and everybody has been an actor through his 4 years of running.
5 actors.
They wore a mask, or they had a robot in his place walking around on the lawn, turning around and trying to shake hands to nobody.
Yeah.
Bad programming there on that robot. So number 6 is Xi Jinping. Hey, Washington, D.C.'s favorite person to sell out to, that big commie. And number 7 and number 8 are tied at 1%. That is Bernie Sanders, I'm actually dead, and Kamala Camel Toe Harris. They're both at 1%, of course. So number 9 is Pocahontas Elizabeth. I fell over a desk recently, Warren, with a big fat 0%. And number 10, that rhino himself, Krispy Kreme Chris Christie. And he doesn't even get a 0%. It's so low that he gets a come on, man. And that is your top 10 poll 2028 Democrat pathetic presidential election candidates.
Democrat.
They are above and beyond the worst. The worst out of all politicians. I have not met too many decent Democrats ever.
Right. All right. So we're done with breaking news. Let's move on into the black helicopters. Everybody was chomping at the bit for this Tig. Take her away.
All right. I think I talked about the black helicopters at one other point. One other point. Last week I came into an encounter, and no offense, Bull, but you kind of downplayed my little helicopter encounter. Now I get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
The black drone that I saw the same week was probably doing some kind of, spraying or pictures. But this black helicopter, this was a black military style helicopter. No markings, all black, flying low, about 30 feet, while I was on my motorcycle on an old highway, circling around me, pointing down at me. It was kind of freaky, folks. There has been books on these black helicopters. In fact, there's 2 books wrote by the same guy named Jim Keith. Black Helicopter, I got one of them. Black Helicopters Over America, Strike Force for the New World Order, and then Black Helicopters Over America 2, The Endgame Strategy, by this Jim Keith, who, by the way, served in the Marine Corps for 35 years. So I think he's got some credit on these things. These are used by the New World Order, globalists, and the government to spy, to not only spy, but to transport God knows what to their attack helicopters. I think they are spraying us with God knows what. I wanted to mention another book, a third one, called Here Come the Black Helicopters by former Clinton advisor Dick Morris. And that's titled Here Come the Black Helicopters, UN, Global Governance, and the Loss of Freedom. These helicopters are going to be the ones during a martial law type of thing where they circle constantly so you cannot go any further than you're permitted. Right. Okay, that's what they do when they lock down your smart cities, your 15-minute cities, when they develop FEMA camps and they gather up and they chase people down with cameras to show the police state where you're at when they want to hunt you down when you're considered a fugitive because you're fighting for your freedom and running from tyranny. Okay. These black helicopters, they're nothing to really sneeze at. This is not a conspiracy theory, folks. And these helicopters were geared with the ability to hold machine guns, light missiles like anti-armor missiles,
Yeah.
and spraying tanks. Now they can spray chemtrails, but I have a theory. I think that they're very capable of, and I think they will be spraying us with new created viruses to make people sick so that they can have another pandemic. So be aware of these helicopters, folks. Now, our friend who was on a show at one other time last year, Maddie, shall we say, he sent us a video, Bull, of him actually videoing these same helicopters I'm talking about that I saw. He said they weren't even on his radar. Okay.
Yeah.
Be aware of these helicopters, folks. They are not friendly. They are never going to be friendly. They are government helicopters. They are globalist helicopters. They are working for the cabal.
Now, did you see what's our Eric Prince, his group there? What the hell? Blackwater. Yeah, I guess he's trying to get awarded, or maybe he did get awarded a contract to start deporting illegals. I think we brought this up at another.
Yeah, we did.
Another episode we had back. But I guess he's like looking for like $90 million or some shit like that to deport. But he said he's gonna get like, I don't know, I think it was like a million deportees every month or some shit like that. So they're looking to do mass numbers and have their own airplanes to get them out of here.
And call me a conspiracy theorist again, folks. But this is another experiment at the police state and ICE and getting all these people together to round up all these illegals and get rid of them. What happens then?
Yeah.
What happens then? This is the perfect experiment when they want to round up everybody else that they want to round up so that they can send them to FEMA camps or whatever when they want to one day declare martial law. They'll use these contractors and the military and everybody else to do their bidding. They'll be like stormtroopers to basically lock us down under martial law. And the difference is the military always they have rules of engagement. Contractors don't.
Right.
Contractors are more dangerous than military ever will be. So keep that in mind, folks, down the road when they want to strip us of all our freedoms because of a pandemic or some chaotic event that they're going to construe because it's part of the plan. All right. They're coming after us eventually, folks. You're going to either comply or you're going to be an enemy of the state, according to them. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust any of the politicians. I voted for Trump 3 times, but I don't even, at this point, I won't trust him either. I'm not saying he's doing a bad job. I'm not saying, that, but I do have a right to criticize a person I supported 3 times when I see some stuff I just am really suspicious about. And I have a reason to be suspicious, folks, because I've been studying the New World Order agenda and all this stuff and watching government play and work the magic that they do and their little secrecy and all their little movements that they make and stuff and all the ways that they program people. Speaking of program, Mockingbird. But anyway, I've been watching this for over 20 years, folks. Okay, I'm prepared. Are you? Because if you haven't woke up by now, maybe you should go further down the rabbit hole and seek the truth. Okay. Yeah. I could be wrong on stuff. We could be wrong on stuff, but what we're trying to do is seek the truth always, find it, and report the truth always. We're not in on this. We're not getting anything out of this except warning people that we need to protect ourselves and be prepared for whatever's to come in the future because, government doesn't care about you. Like the late George Carlin said, it's one big club and you're not in it. And the elitists are controlling everything. So, be aware of those black helicopters, folks.
Yeah, if
look.
they're flying around, they're up to no good. Just put it
Don't
that
look.
way.
I don't think you should look up at them too long either, because they have the power of facial recognition,
Yeah.
so they can spot you. I don't know.
That's
They're
what, it's kind of scary about to say, bullshit. And, the other thing too, that genius bill that got passed, they had some stuff in there for CBDC in there that, that did get passed, which is kind of
yeah.
fucking scary. Fucking Speaker Johnson, he's just a fucking hand puppet for Trump, man. He's just a yes man.
He's a tool.
Fucking right.
They're all tools. The only one I actually trust anymore is Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she at least steps up and says something, whether it's popular or not. She speaks the truth. She's the only one that came out with a bill trying to fight the chemtrails, okay, that are real. So, I mean,
I don't even think it's going to get no traction, to be really honest, because, this is all part of their fucking game. This is all part of their plan.
Well, he picked Bondi.
Yeah,
I've been saying the whole entire time, she is the female version of Barr, period. Yep. Right? And we can't make excuses for him and say, "Oh, well, he didn't know. He thought it was a good pick. He didn't know they were. He didn't know they were." Come on, he's been president before. He has the greatest intel. He knows what he's doing. You can't tell me he didn't pick Bondi and not know what he was doing. She's a disgrace. She's a liar, a deceiver. One minute she said she had the files and was going to do this and that, and she's not done a damn thing.
Right.
Cash Patel sold out. He's been quiet. Bongino's been quiet. Now they finally got the whole thing with Hillary and Biden and Obama being treasonous and being part of the whole Russian collusion hoax. What are they going to do about it now?
Yeah.
Because they should do something. These people should hang for treason according to our Constitution. According to our Constitution.
Yeah, now, I've been seeing, stuff saying that, mostly all the presidents are related to each other somehow.
That's been a fact.
Yeah.
Except for one.
Yeah. And what bothers me about that is that we ain't going to see no justice.
We aren't, because they're all part of it. They're all elitists. They're all part of one, like I said, one club, It's sad. It's sick. One day people are going to actually have to defend themselves and fight for freedom. Yep. And it's probably going to be a losing battle. I'm still wondering why Obama administration, because this is a fact, all you have to do is go down the rabbit hole, folks. I'm wondering why they ordered so many thousands of guillotines.
Well, not only that, but all those fucking plastic, burial tombs.
Yeah. And they do have FEMA
like
camps.
10 bodies in each tomb and, bury it.
Hey, folks, for future reference, and I'm not talking about military recruits and trainees, for future reference, don't get on the cattle truck.
Do not. Don't go on it, period.
Don't get on that cattle truck. Don't get on the buses either. Yeah, because they don't care about...
What's wrong with mass shootings?
The mass shootings?
Yep.
Well, kind of funny how one after another is happening now. I think a lot of them are just false flags, because every time one happens, they got to jump on that whole get rid of the guns thing. You see, the New World Order end game can't be complete until they get rid of the Second Amendment, because we, the people, are the largest standing army in the world, actually, the gun owners. And speaking of standing army, folks, we have a Second Amendment, and the Democrats like to screw around with it, and liberals, and try to say, "Oh, well, that's just for the militia, that's just for the military." Okay, first of all, folks, there is a comma after militia, and it says, we have the right to bear arms. Okay, that's talking about the people, and so it's punctuation. If you read it right, you have the right to bear arms. Second, we the people are the militia. And we have the right to organize a well-regulated militia, folks. It's constitutional. The founding fathers talked about it, and even Kristi Noem, the governor of Dakota, a while back, even said, "We the people were the militia." Folks, there's a difference between a standing army and a militia. They said militia because we the people are the militia. They didn't say a well-regulated army, a standing army. Okay, the militia fought the first two battles of the Revolutionary War. That was just Joe Blow, everyday people, folks.
Yeah.
That was you and me. Okay, and it wasn't until after that that the standing army, George Washington's Continental Army, got involved. They were voted in by the Continental Congress to help fight that war. Okay, nothing has changed there, folks. The Continental Army became the United States Army. It's a standing army. Our military is for the government. It fights for the government and national security, which if you look at national security, it's not about our security. It's about the government's security and whatever their little plan is all the time and their agenda. It's to fight for their stuff, whether it be, for oil or to change a regime because they haven't joined up with the central banking system, Gaddafi, Saddam, and now they want to get after Iran because they're basically bought and paid for by Israel, okay, which is another corrupt government. Sorry, folks, that's the way it is. That's the truth, okay? I'm not backing Palestine. Anyway, I digress. The fact of the matter is you and me and everybody else, the carpenter, the electrician, the nurse, the Joe Blow down the street, we, the people, are the militia, and we will never give up our Second Amendment, and we don't have to, because the government has no play on our rights that they didn't give us in the first place.
Right.
Okay? So don't ever give up your Second Amendment. It was already violated when they took away fully automatic firearms from us, because we, the people, have the right to any firearm, any weapon, any form of arms we want, because back when the Second Amendment was written, it was written back in that day for the modern day weapons that they had of that day also. Nothing's changed. We have the right to whatever the government has. That's under the Second Amendment, folks. So, and these guys, the ATF, abolished them. You know why? Because they aren't legislators. They have no right to regulate our firearms. They have no right to create laws and restrictions against our firearms. So fuck you, ATF. You have no right.
I'm happy as fuck that they're getting rid of the suppressor tax stamp.
Yeah. And that suppressors are going to go down in price now. And let's talk about a little bit about the suppressors, because they cost more than your rifle, your AR. Suppressors, okay. What are you worried about? What is the government worried about? Why are they worried about suppressors so much? Which they like to call silencers and say, oh well, then you can go
big and scary.
Because they're big and scary, and you can silently kill people. Well, suppressors are a little different from silencers. Suppressors, if you've ever fired an AR-15, they are madly loud.
Yeah.
They are just loud as hell. Suppressors suppress the noise, take away some of that noise, so that even if you have hearing protection, the guy across from you is not going to get his eardrums blown out by the loudness of an AR-15. They actually are, it's very courteous to have a suppressor, because them things are loud, okay? So to suppress the noise of them things is a good thing.
Especially if you're wrapped through a 30-round clip and it's fuck,
you still hear it. You still hear the thum, 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 thum. It's not as loud, so it's not going to blow eardrums out. It's not going to ring your ears. Them things are freaking loud. And then, you've got your pistol braces on the short-barreled AR-15s, which are now considered an AR pistol. Okay, when you have those short AR pistols, they're that much closer to your eardrums, man. And when they go off, they're louder. They're so loud. You need a suppressor, man. I mean, you're gonna lose your freaking hearing firing off 100 rounds of that.
Yep.
So there's nothing wrong with suppressors. Never has been. There's no reason to charge you $200 for a tax stamp and then put you on the government list. That was ridiculous. It's unconstitutional, and we're done with that crap. We're done with the ATF. We the people, we're not giving up our firearms. If you people out there, you own your ARs, you like your Second Amendment, never, ever give them up. Not ever without a fight. Don't let them come knocking to your door saying, we're here for it. Say, you're only going to get it. You're going to get it in a bad way. All right. we will die on that hill defending our Second Amendment.
Right.
So there.
All right. So you done talking about mass shootings for now?
And the ATF and our Second
And
Amendment.
fuck ATF. Yeah.
Hey, those Second Amendment guys out there, they appreciate that they got someone defending their Second Amendment rights here and there.
We're on the same fucking page at least.
We're on the same damn team.
So, Stars, Bars, and Cigars.live. Check out our website.
Yes.
Hey, you know, my Facebook page got fucking bombed by, I don't know, a bunch of idiots posting these shit fucking comments saying, you know, we're going to get shut down. But what I think they were trying to do is get the Facebook page locked up.
Yeah, they're scamming.
So many of those that then you know they put you on restrictions. So
these guys were Slavic too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm fuckheads.
They were Slavic. They were from Eastern Europe. Okay, I think
probably fucking Jewish people, you know,
from Russia, because one of them had like a Russian.
Why would
name.
they be pissed at us? We're fucking. We don't like fucking Ukraine.
Yeah,
I don't like Russia much either, but
we don't like Ukraine. And you know what? The United States, our politicians need to quit selling out to Ukraine. Quit selling out to Israel. Quit giving them billions and billions a year and everything, so that the politicians can get kickbacks from that and get filthy rich off of our taxpayer dime. And you know, Ukraine,
us fucking enslaved. You know, we're a bunch of debt slaves. These fuckers. You know, they don't want to fucking pay us nothing.
And they keep giving money to Ukraine because they need to. They don't want the Ukraine to give away our secrets, which aren't really secrets. The fact of the matter is, Ukraine's helping the money laundering scheme with the U.S. government. They're hiding the bioweapons labs and protecting them that we have over there. And, you know, the list is very high.
They're protecting a lot of secrets is what they're doing.
Yeah. So let's get off that. You people that are defending Ukraine, stop being so stupid. Yeah. You know, you really don't get it. You really don't get it. You don't understand what's going on in the world at all. If you're going to continue,
you know, and my heart goes out to those Palestinian people who are fucking getting slaughtered for just to go get food. You know, I mean, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and we're not defending anybody, but we're seeing the corruption, folks. And I don't care if you're a Republican and a conservative. You need to stop listening to this pro-Israel narrative because you're a Christian. All right. Yeah. I'm a Christian. Okay. I used to believe the same stuff. Oh, we got to defend Israel at all costs. Okay. Here's a fact, folks. Israel's a big bully in the region. They have enough weaponry and a biggest military in the region. They could wipe out every single country off of the map in the Middle East. That's how bad they have. Superior aircraft, superior air force. Okay. They have a superior army, right? They are the bully of the region. And the only reason why they wanted to get rid of Saddam, the only reason why they want a regime change in Iran is because these guys had their own money, their own currency, and refused to belong to the New World Order central banking system. That's the only reason why. And the thing is with Israel, they are murderous. And I'm not talking about the people of Israel. And I'm not even talking about the biblical Israel, because these Zionists are not the biblical Israel. No, they haven't been. I'm sorry. Right. Look at the Bible, folks. The Bible referred to the people, the low people of Israel, the lowly Hebrew people. They didn't refer to this current Israel, which is corrupted. Their intelligence agency, like our CIA, Mossad, are corrupt. They've started every damn war.
Right.
Every damn war in the Middle East they have started. They're behind 9/11. They are behind this whole thing, this war on terror. They've started everything with Iran and everything. I'm getting feedback, by the way, Bull.
Okay. I was just checking something here.
So
how's that?
Good. Okay. So, okay, I don't mean to sound non-Christian, non-conservative, folks, but you need to look at the truth behind Israel. They have bought and paid for the United States and its politicians. Netanyahu back in 1990 even admitted what he wanted to do, and that was drain the United States economically and take them down in the process. Okay,
Yeah.
after they've used us and used our resources to complete the agenda, they're all in on it. They're all in on the global agenda to destroy everybody that gets in their way of creating a one world banking system, one world global currency, one world global government. Okay. And the Bible, which has been translated for centuries and centuries, going back in the day from Hebrew and Arabic to Roman to Greek to Latin and Latin. What was the other one? German, and then down to English. I'm sorry, but I think some of that was lost in translation. They have actually taken out many of the letters and books of the Bible. And I'm not knocking the Bible. It's the Word of God. To me, it's always going to be. But we need to relook at what they meant by, Israel is God's chosen people. Because if you look at the rule, the Jewish rule, the Talmud laws, they hate the Gentiles. They're programmed to hate us. They hate the white man. What was that video? Did I send you that video, Bull, of that rabbi even admitting that they are stealing a lot of these missing children in the world? They're draining their blood until they're dead.
Yep.
Basically. And they referred to it as the children of our enemy, the white man, the white race.
Yeah. They're nasty fuckers any way you look at it, man.
So, folks, look down the rabbit hole on this stuff. No, I'm not going to sit there and give you all this other
We're not being
information
anti-Semitic
sources.
either,
And we're not anti-Semitic. I could care less what religion you are.
Patriots, man, and we don't.
Yeah, the Muslims are just as bad. Okay,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. All right, you know what? If you want to ask me, I say that Christianity is the only way. Christ is the only way. You know, I come down on the Catholic Church too because they're no good either. All right, they have misconstrued the laws in the Bible.
Period is poison, man.
Organized religion has become, one day Christ is going to come back, and I think if we were to ask him, he'd say, some of these denominations are just not what I had in mind with building my church. Okay. Yeah. It's just, it's become, and, I hate to say it, folks, but, it was a Roman, Pontius Pilate, who didn't even want to kill Christ, didn't want to crucify him. It was actually the Jewish people saying crucify him. It was the Jewish people who stoned the early Christians to death. And to this day, the Jewish people, they don't like Christians at all. They pretend to because they like our dollar. They like the almighty dollar, like the money. Right. They like the, but I'm going on and I know that I'm going to be called an anti-Semite and, and I hate Jews. I'm going to be called a Nazi and all that crap. But you know what, folks, I'm just giving you the truth. And maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But all we're trying to do here, folks, we seek the truth. We seek answers, and we don't buy what we hear, what we've been programmed, because people, we've been being taught lies all our lives. We've been indoctrinated all our lives, which brings me to recently how Tulsi Gabbard confirmed what we already always knew, and that's Operation Mockingbird still exists.
Right.
Through the television, the media, programming, even some religious sects. They have been indoctrinating us forever on what to believe, right, what to think. And it's about time people wake up, go down a rabbit hole, do your own research, do your own thinking, open your minds up to what may be the truth and maybe what you have been taught all your lives is nothing but lies.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there with the Civil War because the Civil War was based on some lies too, folks. So, I hate to say it, but it is. And we're not going to go down that road right now. We have enough problems with people calling us all racist and stuff like that. We don't care. All right. It's not about skin color. It's not about religion per se. It's about, what's being called, what's the division in this world and who they're really going after. Okay, if anything, if racism exists right now, it's against Christians and white people. Okay, and I ain't saying that to start a race war either. I'm just giving it to you, folks, because I'm sick of hearing this. Now they're making laws that you can't speak out against the Jewish faith, or you can be convicted in certain areas in certain countries. What the hell's up with that? What's that telling you, folks?
States, Tig, they're saying that, you know, in the United States we can be prosecuted for that bullshit.
So what's that telling you? What's that telling you, folks? That they're gonna that they wanna take away our First Amendment. They wanna say, oh, if you speak out against Jews, you can be arrested. Really?
Yeah.
Why? It's not hate. It's we're speaking out because of what we're seeing, what we're finding out, folks. What we're finding out. This has nothing to do with the biblical Jews, God's chosen people at all. This has to do with an agenda, that's been going on.
One thing I came across, it was about TikTok, and I guess it's going to come through for like Reels and, you know, all the other short video platforms. Is that like with TikTok, all we're going to see coming up here is what's available in the United States. We ain't gonna get to see like what China's doing, what Russia's doing, what's Ireland's doing.
That's because they don't want you to know the truth, folks.
They don't want, because there's a lot of truth seekers all over the world. You know, we're just two, podunk dudes.
Well, why do you think the politicians were trying to ban TikTok? They said it was a matter of national security. China was stealing our information. Really? As if China hasn't stole our information already, because all our politicians have sold out to China many, many times. Well, we got sister cities from China. They are sharing our grids. They own our agricultural land. Okay, they don't even want to deport these idiots. They don't want to take a guy, Swallows, who was basically knowingly sleeping with a Chinese spy and kick him off the committee and kick him out and call him a treasonous bastard and get him out of Congress. Why? Because they're protecting, because they're in business with China. So it wasn't about China, the TikTok. The reason why they want to take down and ban TikTok is because TikTok was telling the truth about their New World Order globalist agenda, and people are waking up to the truth. That's why they want to get rid of and limit TikTok.
I came across another interesting piece of it, that the United States was actually in cahoots with China to store data on United States citizens.
Yeah, well, they already have it.
Yeah, so, I mean, they already have it. This is just a big fucking smokescreen up our ass.
They had it before TikTok. Okay, folks, do you buy from the little, the Chinese Temu
or whatever
Temu product, where you go on Temu and you have an account through Temu and you automatically buy some stuff from Temu, and all you have to do is say purchase and they already have your information, and you press the purchase button and it's done. They already have your shit, folks. They've been spying on us forever and getting away with it. They allow it. The U.S. government's allowed it. They've sold us out to China like they have Israel. Okay.
Well, not only that, Tig, but now they're still fucking allowing China to buy our fucking farmland along with that fuckhead Bill Gates.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's another asshole. Bill Gates. Bill Gates. You know what? It doesn't cost much, especially all the vets out there. The vets that we get like a discount at Lowe's Home Improvement. It's small discount. A rope does not cost much money. I'm winking. Certain people need.
Oh, that's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. Like Fauci, and crimes against humanity. Bill Gates is a dirtbag. You'll never see him. You will never. Nobody will ever catch that guy in public. Bill Gates, if you see him in public anywhere, that's somebody wearing a mask. Okay. Yeah. You will never find the real Bill Gates, because he's down about 5 miles under the ground in his underground penthouse, where the elitists have their own underground cities. Folks, y'all should research that one too. The underground cities for the elite. All right, because that's real too, folks. We live in a dark world.
Talk a little bit about the Obama collusion hoax.
Yes, and they're guilty.
Yeah,
they've always been guilty, folks. We know it. And I think Trump owes it to us. His administration owes it to the voters to indict, arrest. Okay. You haven't done nothing about the Epstein list. That was not a Democrat hoax. That was okay.
They're not going to give up on it either.
Trump came right out to the press and said about, when they asked him about being on the list, his name being on the list, he said they should maybe question Bill Clinton, who was on the island 28 times. He came out and actually said that truth. Okay, so if he was on the island 28 times, then we know it's not a hoax, President Trump. We know it's not a hoax, and it wasn't a Democrat thing. Your voters and the Republicans and conservatives all over America want to see these people brought to justice for what they've done to these kids. The Epstein list needs to come to light, and they need to be indicted, and they need to be arrested. Same goes with Hillary. Same goes with Obama. Same goes, Biden's dead. And, the list goes on and on. But you know why they won't do it? Well, because you have to take down a whole lot of people, including some international people too. Yep. And it's the cabal. They run the show, folks. They're behind the whole thing. See, if you take them down, you know what they're going to do? They're going to cause a chaotic event like a nuclear strike to just totally distract and destroy. And then they're going to set up their one world government, bring in their one world leader known as Antichrist, and it's all over with, as you know it. And that's the whole scheme of things right now. They're looking for an excuse. And they know if we take them down, they're going to take us all with them. One way or another.
You brought that up, the Antichrist. Do you think that these fucking they're using HARP to produce these storms that we're experiencing?
Those are crazy.
Do you think that they're using HARP to make the earthquakes?
They're using weather modification is a United States patent. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no secret. Look it up. The United States has a patent on weather modification. These storms we saw one after another, these high wind storms, the earthquakes, tsunami-like waves, the tornadoes left and right, the earthquakes and stuff, they're creating this shit. Okay, the evil ones that run this world, the evil ones are trying to push prophecy. They want to push prophecy because if they push prophecy, then they can create their New World Order, one world government agenda, bring in their Antichrist posed as Christ, so a lot of people can be deceived. Yeah. That's kind of their little scheme. I don't know if I'm not telling you that that's fact. That's kind of coming from my theory. Okay, it's not a conspiracy theory that the Bible prophecy is. That's truth. But the whole thing is weather modification's real. They've been doing this. They're continuing to do it. They're continuing to try to control the weather, playing God by controlling the weather. They're spraying our skies with chemtrails, barium, aluminum. Now it's said might be adding mRNA to that spray. Meanwhile, did you see the guy that works on those 5G towers? Did you see that video footage of him? And he's freaking out because under the paneling of them, it said COVID-19.
I've seen that out a long time ago.
So I don't know what's behind that. That's a little wild. But I will tell you this, because this is a fact, folks. The radiation that comes from microwave ovens, that is, I can't even tell you how much I don't even have a number for it, because that's how many microwaves, how much radiation's coming out of those 5G towers.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 fucking microwave ovens going off at once.
Between that and the chemtrails and the weird ass weather, people are getting sick.
Yeah,
they are. They're getting headaches. They're having they're getting nauseated. They're having all kinds of problems.
Stomach problems.
Yeah, and they're having neurological problems and stuff like that. And people are saying, oh, it's a virus. Oh, it's that virus. What if it's a combination of things? What if it's a new virus they're creating that they're spraying in the skies with the chemtrails that you see, and that 5G tower has all that radiation, and if you've got any metals in your body, it's having the reaction to the mass amounts of radiation coming from the 5G towers. Now, people can sit there and say, oh, these guys are nuts. Well, okay. You want to call us nuts? No. There's a lot of people that agree with us, folks. And if you go down the rabbit hole, you might find some information you might not like too well, because maybe that's maybe your subconscious mind just doesn't want your head to actually come up with some truths because
Well,
it actually scares you.
now, Tig, I've been hearing that they're going to be introducing 6G out there, so that's going to be
That's
some
all
really
we need.
fucked up shit.
They're slowly trying to kill people,
Yeah.
And see, then you got these people. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy because why would the elitists, why would the politicians and the wealthy and all the celebrities and stuff, all the people that are behind that, the deep state, the cabal, whatever he's like, why would they want to do that if it's going to kill them? Well, folks, it's not going to kill them. They live underground. Research it. Research the underground cities, because you have to be a part of the special elite club to have your own little underground penthouses. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not going to, they have the best cooks money can buy. So they eat the purest, most organic, best foods.
They raise cattle underground. They raise pigs underground. I mean,
they have the best nutrients.
Everything.
They have the best nutrients. They don't have to breathe the air we breathe if they don't want to. They stay down there. They have their clones. They have their actors. They have people on the surface that aren't the real people. Folks, you should research the clones and the Hollywood-style masks. They're so real, folks, that somebody could be walking around looking like me and they would think it's actually me. And they got all that shit. Along with AI now, the world is becoming a very dark, dark place. And people... I don't mean to be a downer for you, but you got to wake up to what's really going on, because then you won't be so shocked when you actually do see the concrete evidence come to surface.
So, Tig, how is that Romeo y Julieta smoking for you?
Oh, I put it down for a little bit and I didn't get back to it. So it's a wonderful smoke.
Yeah.
It is. I let that sucker go out.
See,
this is what's wrong with me.
Advertised like on one of the cigar sites that I visit, but I was like, wow, that looks like a pretty good cigar.
You haven't smoked the 1875 Romeo and Julieta?
Not that one that you got.
Oh,
that one looks pretty good. What flavor tones are you getting off that?
Well, I don't think I'm getting anything sweet. I'm getting like some woody, some spice. It was a good solid smoke. I, in my big mouth, going on my constant rants, decided to put it down for a minute, forgot about it. Go figure. Stars, bars, and cigars, and I'm forgetting about my cigar. Can you imagine that, folks?
Nice.
Crazy. I've been off all day today, man. I tell you. I've been off all day today. But anyway, I digress. It's been a long weekend. It's been a fun weekend. But
I'll tell you what, my Maker's Mark cigar here has been smoking pretty
Maker's Mark.
good.
Did you change the name?
Well, it's a Ted cigar, but it's got the Maker's Mark bourbon, so it's infused with it. But I'm getting some nice bourbon tones coming off of it. The confection taste kind of went away, but it's a real nice smooth cigar. So I'm pretty sure it's probably Dominican.
Dominican?
Yeah, I would venture to say it's Dominican.
Well, this is
okay. We were going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to do a little movie review. Tig's going to finish out the program with a movie review of The Home.
Folks, this movie is different. All right. I saw The Home. It was a date night. All right. I said to my fiance, you know what? A moment in my time, I worked third shift in an Alzheimer's unit in a nursing home. And I said, there's some creepy moments where these people, with Alzheimer's will creep right up on you when you're doing your rounds and stuff. And they would just come up from behind you and just scare the living shit out of you, kind of, you know. And I mean, I even got stabbed with a fork once because a lady thought I was an intruder going to rape her. It's crazy. So I thought, oh, a movie like with nursing homes, like called The Home, listed as a horror film. I gotta watch. We gotta see this. All right, this is gonna. I mean, yeah, they should make a horror film about a nursing home. Well, it was a little different than I imagined. This is typical how they'll give you some truths in broad daylight, folks. They'll tell you some things, and it may be real, it may be not, but I think this is what the elitists are doing. I think this is what they're doing with kids. I think goes along with kind of like the adrenochrome thing. But the movie is based on this kid. He grew up, and you know, they told him he was in a foster home. They were all in foster homes, and he grew up. In a nutshell, they told him his brother had died. Well, then he's working this home, and then he's seeing all this weird stuff going on and stuff. And these old people are very old, very drained, and they're sitting in this room, isolated and stuff like that. It's a long story to explain, but needless to say, it turns out this was part of a government experiment, and these people running the homes were elitists, you know, like a cabal elitists, right? And they were having these foster homes, and they were stealing these kids, right? And they were keeping them there through adult stage, and they were aging quickly. And what they were doing was sticking a needle in the back of their eye, and they called it a nectar, that it was the fountain of youth. And they were draining back by the pineal gland all this nectar that they called it, and then they would drink it, they would consume it, and it would keep them young. And then at the end, they were telling the guy when they captured him that, oh yeah, they explained the whole thing to him, that they were doing this, it was part of it, and he was part of their little game, and they were celebrating because, you know, they were able to capture him and drain the nectar. And they were saying, yeah, these are people looking younger than 100 years old, saying, oh yeah, we're actually 100 and blah, 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 blah. Well, then it turns out that before they captured him, he had found his brother real old. And he says, oh my gosh, you know, and the brother was happy to see him. He's like, they did this to you? What are they doing? You know, and stuff like that. Well, when they captured him, the brother had enough strength. He went through all the old people and took a needle in their eye and drained it like they knew how to do. Drained everybody in that home that nectar out of the back of their pineal gland, poured it in a cup. They gave it to the brother who still had some of his strength left, but was kind of out of it. They gave it to him and gave him like this spurt of energy and fountain of youth. Needless to say, he goes in and it has a decent ending. Let's put it that way. But moral of the story is they're going after the pineal gland in the back of the eye, draining a fluid from these people, drinking it, consuming it to keep them keep them young and vibrant. Okay. Does that remind you of something where they're stealing kids and draining their blood to keep themselves youthful and livelihood? Adrenal. I was just in awe. I was like, they're telling us what they're doing right there in so many words. This movie, it's like eyes wide shut, eyes wide open, you know? Okay. Yeah. So they're actually telling it, and they're probably laughing to the bank. This movie, needless to say, The Home, will not last in the theaters. Okay. It's not something that people are just going to flock to see. All right. It's lucky if it'll last 2 weeks at the cinema. It's going on right now at AMC theaters, and you probably got 2 weeks to see it, and it will stream into your streaming places like maybe one day Netflix or something like that. Remember, it's called The Home. The Home.
I'll have to catch it. It sounds pretty interesting.
I recommend you watch this creep show, because I'll tell you what, you're going to be like, oh, wow. And you're going to be like, God, there's a similarity to what we have heard that is actually going on. And I'll tell you what, it was freaky. I recommend seeing it, whether you stream it or when it comes to a stream, or you are able to catch it in a theater, doesn't matter. The Home. And it's something else. It is very, very interesting, very, very creepy. And it shows you that they can do things like this. And this was a government sponsored home. They had these elitists involved in it, and it was created as a government experiment, and then these elitists took it over with all their money and just kept running the show to basically give themselves the fountain of youth, so to speak. Man, I'll tell you what, kind of hits home with what we're hearing these days. Kind of hits home. I'm telling you, I was like shocked. I was like, oh man, this film was exactly not what I thought it was going to be. You know, it's almost as if instinctively, I was told I had to see this show for educational purposes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Tig? I'm pretty much out of stuff, and I know you are. So
out of stuff, pretty much out of stuff. I don't think I have anything more. Well, we can leave with this, okay? Folks, don't idolize people like Trump. He's been a good president, but there is some means and reasons to criticize him, okay? Don't be afraid to criticize him. We voted for him. He works for us. He needs to do what we voted for, and he needs to do it soon. And, and we're not anti-Trump here. We're not anti-conservative here, but we're going to hold feet to the fire because we've seen too many Republicans voting along with the Democrats for far too long, and we've seen too many dirtbag scumbags from the cabal and the deep state getting away with murder that need to be indicted. We need to have justice, and we need to have answers, okay? And let me tell you something. This is a quote. I forget who actually quoted it. It's in my words right now. When the people fear government, it's tyranny. When the people fear government, it's tyranny. When government fears the people, it's freedom. So, with that, if you are not suspicious and a little paranoid, you are not prepared.
Right. Very good, Tig. Some of my thoughts are, as I was kind of, closing out with some of my thoughts here, I was kind of thinking, on the lines of what you were saying. Yeah. It's not focusing in very well.
Yeah, it's not. It's in orange. It's 1875. Romeo and Juliet. Bull, you need to get one of these.
Yeah, I'll pick one up. So follow us on Rumble. We're also on YouTube tonight and Twitch. I hope my sound came in a little better. I know Tig sounded a little. I don't know. I don't think his mic's loud enough or something. I don't know, but
hey, my mic's right there.
What's that?
My mic's right there, and my settings are up there high too. So I don't know what.
I know. I'm struggling to hear you. So I hope you come out all right on the other end there. So, yeah, and follow us on all the audio platforms as well. We're on Podchaser, Podbean, iHeartMusic, and media, I should say. What else? Spotify. Go to our website down there at www.starsbarsandcigars.live and check it out. We'll get our store up here pretty soon and get all these all the merch lined up for people to grab. So with that, I guess we are gone. Adios, amigo.
You've been listening to Stars, Bars, and Cigars. Two conservative vets telling it like it is. The rally cry for those who appreciate bold truths served with a side of mayhem.
Roger, outside, disciple 4, copies all. We'll keep him sweating until we see Butcher 3. Out.
We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And if you didn't, well, why are you still here, snowflake? We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, follow us on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and hear our precious voices on all the streaming services. Until next time, keep the spirit of freedom roaring.
Hey, brother.